You're ready? Then I'm Freddie. I'm actually Josh.
And I'm not Freddie, I'm Banks, and you're Josh. And this is Odd Places going.
Wacko, wild, and viral.
Oh, it's early. It's AM. We're in AM, aren't we? Josh, I'm gonna spell a word for you. How's your spelling?
Excellent, actually. Very, very good.
All right. And you tell me what this word means to you. You ready? Regret.
It means, let's see. It means I wish I would have. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's what it means. It means coulda, shoulda, woulda.
All right. How much do you dwell in regret? Regret.
Not much.
No?
Not much. Regret's a past tense. It's a looking in the past. I just don't do a lot. I look too much in the future.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: do you get together with your old high school friends or college friends or people that you used to work with?
Rarely. If they do
Okay.
something and they invite me, I'm happy to go, but I don't really search them out. No, I don't.
Okay. What about when your family gets together? Do you talk about past events?
They do. I don't.
You don't, right? Yeah. Uh, okay. So you bump into somebody from work, let's say, that you used to work with. Do you talk about old times?
Yeah, because that's all we have to talk about. That and what else is new. So I try and steer the conversation to what's new.
Okay. Well, why do you say that it's the only thing we have to talk about? Because that's the history that we have together. Let's say.
Yeah, that's the way to build instant rapport. That's the hey, remember this, remember that. Um,
And however, in your answer, it sounds like you are aiming towards the future. Like, hey, that's what we did. What are you doing now? Hey, where are you going? What
yeah,
you're more present and to the future, correct? Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I have issues, and it's myself. It's not other people. I have issues being with other people that I've known in the past, and we basically talk about our past instead of talking about our present or talking about where we want to go or what we want to do. And I find myself like veering away from people in my past because I don't want to dig up the old stuff. I don't. Hey,
Well,
remember when this happened?
does it bother you? Like does it make you mad? Does it make you sad? Like what's the reaction when someone tries to bring up the past?
Uh, First of all, sometimes I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
my,
So it's a
my
little
mom would,
embarrassing.
yeah, my mom will tell me stuff, and I'm like, I don't remember that. My sisters and brothers will say, "Oh, you did this," and I'm like, I don't remember. Uh, that's my go-to. My go-to is I don't remember. If I do remember, my past is foggy though, and I don't know if it's because I've created that fog, or if I did create it, then I choose not to remember it.
You're
Um,
pulling a Reagan. That's what it's called. It's called pulling a Reagan. I
I
do
think I
not
forgot.
recall.
I think I forgot. There you go. I think I don't remember. One of those. Um, and I find myself not wanting to go there. I always try to veer or direct the conversation into something now and here. I had I hung out with a friend of mine 2 weeks ago, um, and I knew him 20 years ago when we worked together, and I searched him out, and by searching him out, sitting down and talking, I decided, okay, we're gonna talk about the past because that's what we have in common. However, I do want to veer towards, hey, what are you doing now? Where are you going now? What's in your life now?
Have you ever considered that, the way you feel a little embarrassed by not remembering the past? Maybe they're embarrassed because they don't have much going on now or in the future.
Ooh, I never thought of that. That could be so true.
They
So
don't want to
let's
go.
not talk. Yeah, let's talk about the glory days, which is in the past.
I,
I can.
I that was now they're big and fat and unhappy. That's the only thing they have to grab onto, maybe.
Um, there is a. Yeah, I mean, we were thinking about the best years of our lives, and let's say we're beyond the best years of our life. And in our minds, we think we are beyond. And sure, we'll stay with what works. Hey, I did this and I did that, and I'm proud of this and I'm proud of that. And for me, talking about those things kind of bores me when I talk about me.
But I'm just imagining a conversation where, remember we used to sweep the floors at the Kmart and, this happened. And so what are you doing now anyways? Oh, I sweep the floors at the Costco, it's like, oh, like, how do you even respond to that? That's almost, it's a conversation killer. Like, wow. Okay.
It is. However, why not take it for what it is? Take it for just what it is. And now I work at Costco. And by the way, I'm getting $16 an hour, not $15 an hour. They just raised their minimum wage. Take it for what it is. And you bring up a good point here. And that is, how do we, with people in our past, family, friends, whoever, how do we not judge them when we see them? Do we have expectations that they, oh my God, he became president of the United States, or he became this, or she did this? Or, do we look at them and expect things? Why don't we just look at them for who they are? Equanimity, just, that is who they are. And there's no judgment into it.
Yeah, I think what we tend to do is we tend to take our own standards and we apply them to others. So because we've grown, we've become better, we expect they have too. And that's not always the case.
You're right. And I really attempt not to go there. I attempt to take them for what it is, face value, period. Okay. Oh, I remember. Yeah, you were valedictorian. Okay. That was then. Now, who are you? What do you do? What do you think? What are you passionate about? What do you feel about? I did my film festival on Sunday, and the question I asked the filmmakers at the end was, hey, how did this film change your life? And this is something you created. How does your joke writing change your life?
Yeah, it's like birthing a child. It's like, how does this child you brought into the world change your life? That's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But then here's the question. How do you then, let's say they're still working at Costco, right? How do you then, can you bring up like some of the great things you've done since then? Or does it sound like you're boasting, bragging, condescending? How do you do that? Because it almost kills your, like, I'd be careful, right?
Well, I don't bring it up. I don't bring it up unless they ask me. If they ask me, hey, what do you do in your life? I do this podcast, and I do this film festival, and I farm, and what? Only if they bring it up. Only if they're concerned or interested enough to bring it up. To offer
but they're going to. It's polite. They're going to. It's polite. You ask them what they're doing, they have to. It's reciprocity. They're almost compelled to. Well, okay. What are you up to then?
I'll argue that. Next time you're with somebody, that you haven't seen in a while, ask them how they are and see if they get around to asking you how you are. More than likely, well, let me just say this.
You got some weird friends, dude. I don't know who you've been hanging around with, but you got some really narcissistic friends.
I came to a conclusion in my life. Not a conclusion. I came to a balance in my life in regards to religion. I got it. I've got it so far. There's a balance act going, and I used to be very upset and angry if somebody brought up religion. I'd be like, oh, they're trying to change me. And once I created this balance inside me on religion, on faith, on dogma, on organized religion, I realized that I could talk to anybody about any religion they wanted to talk about, or whatever theirs is. Rarely, you ready? You ready for this? This comes back to how are you? Rarely did they ask what I thought. Rarely. that rarely came up. Maybe for the last 10 years, maybe two people have really asked, well, what do you think? What is your belief on religion? Or I got this more. Oh, you believe this. They already believe something. They already thought of something that I didn't even believe. They created that belief themselves. So my point is, I really don't think people are going to ask you how you're doing.
So, but this ability for you to talk about any religion, basically what you're saying is you finally accepted Jesus Christ into your heart. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you, sir. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
You're being sarcastic.
Oh, is that what it's called? Sarcasm. Yes. Yeah. I reverted to my native language.
So regret, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Let's come back. Let's finish up with regret. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. So when we use those words, there is a regret and a feeling of like I didn't do what I wanted to do. How about if the woulda, coulda, shouldas, put them aside and then just do what you want to do from now on? Because we make mistakes. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's harder. It's harder to go and actually do this shit than to complain about it. Because that's what a regret is. It's wallowing in your self-pity.
So what you're saying is it's easier to complain than to do what you want to do with your life. It's easier to
Of course it
complain.
is. Look around you. Of course it is.
I like that. I really like that. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I think it is easier to. I think complaining is probably the lowest form of like expression. That would be the lowest form of expression, right?
Yeah, I think I think you can go a lot deeper. Like there's no pity like self-pity. There's there's no less like hopelessness. Yeah, you can go deeper if you really want to.
When I hear people talk about complaining, I feel that they are the victim of their own the victim of their own lives, and being the victim, I mean, you can wallow in that forever.
That's right. I don't recommend it though.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm Banks. No regrets here.
I'm Josh. I don't even know what that is.
Places going viral.
Viral.